Hey, what's up, everyone? It's finally come to this. It's finally time to talk about Blue Sky. Blue Sky films. If you guys enjoy me reviewing this stuff, please like and subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out. But I'm gonna be reviewing every Blue Sky film. Now, Blue Sky is an underrated, movie studio in my opinion. A lot of people didn't know what it was, but a lot of people talk about their films all the time. And I'm gonna be talking about each film, and eventually down the road I will do shorts too. But anywho, I think it's also time for us to, get into the film. The very first Blue Sky film, which was released in March 12th of 2002. That's right, 2002, way back then. So Blue Sky would be 20 years old now if it was still around. But I mean, people technically still celebrate birthdays of stuff, so I'm sure we can still celebrate Blue Sky's birthday this year, even though they're no longer around. But I've also looked, and it said that the first film released on the 15th of March. So I don't know which one is true. I just know I think it was around March when they released their first film. Now I don't know if they've had more films before they started animating films, but I know they've had some live action films too, so I'm not sure. Anywho, let's talk about this. Brrr! It is cold in here. It is cold. Is it just me, or is it cold? No, wait a second. It's not cold. It is Ice Age. Ice Age, the lovable franchise that got milked to death after a while. However, the original film was actually really good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It is definitely really good. In fact, it is not just good, it is one of the best films ever. In fact, I'm also going to be giving it 120 points. That's right. This film here is getting 120 points. This film here is so emotional, it's so good. Some people don't think it's as good as films like Ice Age 3 or something. But I think this is my favorite Ice Age of all the movies. Now, I haven't seen the third movie in a long time, and I haven't seen the second one in about a year now. But I remember liking this film a lot more. And this film is different than the other ones and the sequels, because instead of giving the characters a love interest and stuff, this one focuses more on sticking together, having each other's back. It has nothing to do with romance or anything. Now here's the thing. They do have romance scenes they do have romance jokes in this movie. However, the movie itself it doesn't really focus on it too much. Now let's talk about those romance jokes. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the music. But yeah, let's talk about the romance jokes here. There's quite a bit of adult humor in this movie. There's one scene where Sid is in the back, in this pool of green goo. I'm not sure what the green goo is, but he's in there with like two big chest like girl sloths, and it's pretty it's got a lot of adult humor in it. It really does. And this is just and the thing is, though, that's not the only thing. They have also adult humor with gay jokes in here too. Yeah, they got a few gay jokes in this movie too. They're not allowed to do these gay jokes anymore because they're owned by Disney. I'm pretty sure Disney won't allow it because Disney passed this "you can't say gay" bill, I guess, in Florida. Yeah, that shows you how magical and wonderful that the Disney company is, but I'm not going to go too into detail about that. I'm just going to be talking about some of the gay jokes. One gay joke, for example, is these rhinos, Carl and I forgot his other name. Frank. Oh, Frank. His name's Frank. Sorry, I had to think of it. It's like easy Frank. I had to think that in my head. And yeah, basically, they're hinted at in the movie that they're gay. They're hinted in the movie that they're gay. Now, Fox may have not allowed this too much either, because after this movie, I don't think there's any more gay jokes. I think this is the only movie. I'm not sure. But I know they don't hide it. They even have Diego point that out to Manny and Sid being a couple too. Because he mistakes that because they have a human baby, they adopted it, and that they're gay. That is so funny. I'm not gonna lie, that is so funny. It really is, and it's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it is definitely hilarious. Like that Diego points something out like that, and especially in a kids movie. This is a kids movie, and he points that out. It's just so funny, and I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, just imagine if Manny and Sid were actually a couple. I'm not gonna lie, that probably would be too weird for me to handle on Ice Age, but it's just funny that Diego mistaked them as a couple, and it's pretty funny. Now you're probably wondering, who's Diego? Is he Diego from Go Diego Go? No. He's not that Diego. No, he's a saber-toothed tiger. His goal is to like he's trying to steal the baby. He's trying to take the baby. So his boss on Soto, which I don't know how to spell, but I know how to pronounce, because I was actually watching like the top 13 Disney deaths on this guy's channel yesterday, and he talked about he showed a clip of Soto's for his honorable mention, but he didn't include it as an honorable mention death because a lot of the deaths are too similar to Disney's. But I'll get to that death. I'll get to his death in a little bit. But I definitely gotta say though, this movie definitely has a lot of emotional moments. Sure, it has some goofy moments, but it's got a lot of emotional moments too. Like the goofy moments are like when Sid's drawing a sloth on the wall, and Diego tries to like fatten him up by drawing a big round circle belly on his drawing. That was kind of funny. Of course, since I've seen this film so many times, it's not really funny anymore, but it is emotional. Like, I feel emotion watching this. And then we got Manny, of course. Manny is basically the grump of the herd. Yeah, they eventually become a herd throughout the movie, but you can see him and Diego both develop. Manny is this guy who wants to be left alone and wants Sid to leave him alone. It sounds a lot about Shrek. Shrek is kind of like that, and I'll go into detail about that in a second too. But basically, yes. Basically, Manny goes through these emotions and stuff, and eventually he learns to love Sid, and basically we see his family get killed. Now when I was younger, I thought that was because of that was Manny as a kid and his mom and dad died. But now that now that someone pointed that out, that it's actually him, now I can see it. Because his kid and his wife wouldn't have been able to escape while he could. I just thought because he was surrounded by humans with spheres, I thought like that was his dad that died too. But I can see that now. I can see that. But yeah, this movie is so much different than the other films. Heck, even the soundtrack is different too than the other films. I wish they would bring back some of these soundtracks for the sequels, but they didn't really do that. They brought back one song, and it's the one that plays when that one saber-toothed tiger, that wild white small one, he ends up trying to sneak behind Sid and the baby and trying to grab the baby and get stuck in the hole. That scene, yeah, that song appears in like the second film too, when Scrat's when he's climbing up the glacier with his acorn. But for some reason, that's the only song that reappears. I don't know why they don't use the other songs. Now I don't know their names. I know The Feather. The Feather is actually my favorite song. Now I watched this on VHS. I'd have figured since I already had it in VHS and I wanted to see what it was like watching it in VHS, and I did. And I did. I watched it in VHS, and the ending, everything was pretty much the same except the ending. Apparently, the ending of the film had some writing on it, like text or something. I'm not sure what that was. I didn't get to read all of it because it disappeared. But yeah, the funny thing about the VHS versus the DVD, apparently the VHS, there's no hinting that there's Ice Age, 2 coming out. While the DVDs, Ice Age 2 is coming out. They talk about how like I have a couple different DVDs of it, and it says that it talks about, it has a trailer for Ice Age 2 coming out. So I guess the DVDs came out around the time when they were announcing Ice Age 2. I don't know. Now let's talk about some of the problems with this film. Now I gave it 120 points because it's got great music. Great music. It's got great character development, and I just like the voice acting. The voice acting's pretty good. It's even got good villains. Now the problems with this film though, these are kind of just nitpicks. But one nitpick I have with this film is it's kind of similar to Shrek in a way. Someone pointed that out, and I was on one of their videos, and I was like, you know what? He does prove a point. He does prove a point, though, that this film is a similar plot with Shrek. It's not exactly the same, but some of the characters, like Sid and Manny, are basically the same. They're the same as Shrek and Donkey. Only Sid is not as annoying as Donkey, and Shrek was just I felt more like he was just he wanted to be left alone like Manny did, but Manny has more of a reason why he wants to be left alone. We even get to see his backstory, while Shrek, we didn't get to see his backstory. Or basically, his story was more that he wanted to be left alone because he felt like he was a monster, because he believed him, because they kept treating him like one. While Manny wants to be left alone because he's mad because, he lost his wife and his kid. Which we don't know much about them. Like, I don't know if his kid was a girl or a boy, like his later kid, but yeah, I don't know though. But that's one nitpick I have. Another nitpick I have with this movie is is the animation. The animation is a little bit off. I mean, it's an early 2000s film. It's gonna be definitely not look great. Plus, it's the first film. But yeah, the animation doesn't look the best compared to the other films. But yeah, it doesn't look the best if you compare it to the other films. And I gotta say that's kind of true. I mean, now one person, John Who, compared it to Toy Story, and I'm like seriously, like I don't mind if he doesn't like the films, but he compared it to like Toy Story, and I'm like, Toy Story looks really bad. It looks really bad. Like the main character toys look fine, but like there's one segment in that movie where you get a bunch of clones of Andy and a birthday party, and it just looks way outdated. This looks fine. The reason why it looks a little bit ugly though is because the characters are a little bit darkened and then you got you got some segments where like the rocks look off and stuff. The textures look off on the rocks and stuff, but otherwise it doesn't look too bad. But I gotta disagree with John there on his videos. Now one video he that I made he commented on. Now I don't mind if he hates Ice Age, but I have to disagree with him on the comparing it to Toy Story, unless he was meaning Toy Story 2 or like onward. But I think he was talking about the original Toy Story. So yeah. But yeah, this film though is definitely got some problems. Another problem I have is the fake out death of Diego. Now this one's the tiniest of the nitpicks, because this one, here's the thing. Originally Diego was supposed to die. They were gonna originally kill him off, but they didn't do that because they felt the scene was too heartbreaking for kids, so they didn't kill him off. The reason why I think this still works though is because if Diego showed up but if he showed up around when the humans were there, the humans would have tried to attack him, and I think it would have just dragged the movie on a little too long. So I'm glad he waited until the humans left. So the fake out death doesn't feel forced. It just feels kind of strange how he's laying in the snow and then he's just fine the next scene. But that's because probably the humans and stuff. He didn't want the humans to see him because he and his pals attacked the humans. And humans are different in this movie than the animals. Animals are like the humans, while the humans are more like the animals. So humans probably wouldn't understand Diego turning his lead to the good side. Speaking of Diego actually, if you look at the way he's designed in the movie, you can tell like when he's bad and he's working for Soto, you can tell that he's like a But you can tell that Diego is like a how should I say oh yeah, his eyes look more squinted, but they look more squinted and then as the movie goes on, you can tell his eyes are like more wide open, like he looks more good and less threatening. So you can tell his design looks different. I like that detail. I really do. I like that. And you can see, just like Manny, you can see Diego, having character development too. You can see he's changed. He's changed, throughout the movie. Yeah, you can see he changed though. You can see how he's emotional. His emotions are changing and stuff throughout the movie. You can see it like in the scene where like he saw Manny's family on the wall. You can tell that Diego was starting to feel bad for betraying his friends. So you can see some development there. You can. And there's some great moments in this movie. My favorite part of this movie has to be the slide. The slide is my favorite part of the movie. I like the slide segment. I just like it. So it's so much fun to watch them slide, and it goes on for like about 2 to 3 minutes, but it looks really good. Like, I like it. I like the slide segment, just them trying to catch the baby. Some people think the baby is absolutely furious. Some people want it dead. I don't think the baby is that bad of a character. It's not like they make him a brat like Angelica or anything. He just cries and you know what babies do. They cry and we do have some moments where he's actually good, besides the slide segment where he lured them into the slide, which the slide segment was good. But we have some moments where like Sid and the baby are walking, and Sid's throwing a snowball and blames it on the baby, and then the baby turns around and blames it on Sid. And then there's a segment where like remember where I told you they borrowed that soundtrack segment from where the wild saber-toothed tiger, the one that's like on crack or something. Yeah, that guy, he's like the baby is in the hole that are like doing da 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 da. It's pretty funny, but yeah, there's some great moments in this movie. I do like it. I also like the segment in the like before the slide, when Sid's like in the cave and he gets separated from the group. It makes me wonder what's down in the hallway that they took, but we'll never know. We'll never know what it is. But Sid ends up discovering references to future Ice Age films. So like the one's a fish. One's a fish, which is basically referencing, you know, the second movie with the fish, because you know because there's fish, you know, in the water and stuff, and that's what the Meltdown is about. Then they show a T-Rex, which is the third film, and then the fourth one. Now this one's a hard reference to see, but you can tell it's a reference to the fourth film because it's got you know the evolution of sloths. You can see how they're evolving. That's what the fourth one's about. It's about the Earth evolving to modern times because of Scrat, and then Ice Age 5 is the UFO. I'm not sure if that's the same UFO that Scrat was in or not in the fifth one. Like that, but I think it's kind of cool they reference all that stuff. So there's a lot of great moments. Like even the end of the movie, they have a reference to the second film, The Meltdown, with the global warming and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I talked about the music too much, but there is a playlist with the feather. Now I would like I think just type in Ice Age the Feather and it should pop up, and it'll take you to this guy's channel. I would put it in the description, but due to YouTube's stupid copyright laws and stuff, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, YouTube, it was doing well for a while there, but YouTube's copyright stuff has been getting pretty bad recently, and one YouTuber lost her channel because of, you know, the YouTube copyright problem. She lost her channel. But yeah, she lost her channel. Her name was Para Reacts. Her name was Sophie, but her channel was called Para Reacts. She lost her channel because well, she didn't really do much wrong. She did show some clips, but she quit uploading, and then I guess YouTube finally shut down her channel, even though she didn't upload anything else until the strikes were gone. So I don't know. I'm just saying YouTube has gotten kind of bad with this, and I think YouTube needs to fix some of this stuff, but I don't know when that will happen. But yeah, the Feather is definitely my favorite song. On the VHS, it appeared. I think I did talk a little bit about this, but the VHS, it did appear. Well, it appears in the movie, but not in the select menu. Because VHSs, I guess, don't have select menus, but DVDs do. So the DVD versions, both of them that I have at least, I have the original. Well, I have the DVD with the 3 characters and the cracked glacier on there, and I have the special edition one where it's like a blue case with like 2 discs, disc 1, which is the movie, and disc 2, the one that's commentating over it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. I might be missing some stuff, but I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna talk about the villains too. They're actually pretty good. Soto's death is actually pretty good. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was gonna talk about that. That's why I said I was gonna bring it up. Soto's death was not included. This guy talked about some honorable mentions and like his top 10, 13 Disney deaths. The reason why he didn't include some, he was going to do other films, but didn't do it because they were all similar to Disney's. But he included, he showed a clip of Soto's death, but didn't include it in the honorable mentions, but he included Kung Fu Pandas. I think Soto's death, though, was actually pretty unique, and I think it was different than Disney's, because Disney... But yeah, it was... But yeah, it was different, though, So yeah, Anywho, I don't know what else to really talk about. I guess I could talk about one more thing real quick before I wrap it up, and that's the Scrat segments. I think they're good. They're funny. We don't see much of him compared to the later films, but I think they're pretty good here. Not probably the best. I don't know. I could probably rank them eventually on Blue Sky, but Blue Sky, like Scrat segments, I can rank them. I probably won't include shorts, but I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. But that's the thing. I don't know. I haven't seen all the other films in a long time, so I don't know. I haven't seen Collision Course in a while either, so I don't know. But yeah, but at the end, that's probably the best part of Scrat. The second best part of the movie, where he ends up falling out on an island and then loses his acorn and he goes nuts. Yeah, it's not funny in the later films, but the first one, it's really funny when he loses his acorn and goes nuts, like literally nuts, and he ends up putting a coconut into the ground and it causes a volcano to erupt. That was pretty good. But anywho, I don't know what else to really talk about. I talked about the flaws and the characters of this movie. This movie is just fantastic. And I definitely think this is the best of the Ice Age movies. It's definitely the best. Because this one doesn't involve Crash and Eddie in it. And I feel like all the characters, all of Sid's kind of annoying. I still think they're all likable in a way. And this one focuses more on emotional stuff and some goofy stuff, but mostly emotional stuff. And not like the sequels where they focused on love interest and stuff. Anywho, I'm gonna let this go, and I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Bye.